Hello and good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Formula 7 Racing here at Round 2, Tier 2 Division, and here at Canada. I am joined yet again by Majik. Majik, how are you doing, mate?
Afternoon, yes. Well, so back again, let's say with the round two of the Canadian Grand Prix, so I think it's going to be an absolute cracker of a race.
Yeah, cannot wait, mate. Difficult track we got over today. Only a few overtaking opportunities, but it should be good.
We do.
So
We've got
then,
a report in already, but apparently it's going to be raining in the race or qualify. I don't know which. It's going
okay.
to be quite interesting because we had a rain in Tier 3 this morning.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I did not benefit from that at all. Just try not to hit the walls.
so I had a feeling there was going to be rain for these lads this afternoon, so we're going to see the first race in the rain there. Well, first rain for Tier 2 this season, Majik.
Yeah.
How
I
did you
say
feel like round one went then? You think it was a good showing for the week one?
round one, I thought was amazing. Just pure pace everywhere. Everyone trying to push so much. But I did find a few things that are a bit maybe just need a bit of work. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
That people just don't sit back and wait. It's the
yeah,
old saying: the finish line
yeah. I
is at
agree.
the exit of the corner.
hmm
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean today it's challenging track. It's quite narrow at places, so that's why you don't get many opportunities to overtake. Sort of the hairpin is the DRS zones are obviously the big overtaking spots. But no, I'm interested to see what happens. Obviously, we've seen obviously Bjorn McQueen absolutely dominate last week. So hopefully someone can get a little bit nearer him to make the competition a little bit more better. But I think he's going to be the man on top again this week. But
I
and
wouldn't.
obviously a few
It
names
wouldn't
to keep an eye on.
surprise me at all around here. Um, he's got Bjorn's got some massive pace. I mean, massive pace. I mean, where he gets it from, I don't know. I'll try to set up, and I'm like, oh, whoa, too much for me. Um, but see what happens. I say Deadly's on a lap. He's reserving today, of course.
Yeah, we have
Um,
Deadly. We have who was it? A Quindon. I've not seen that name for a very long time. Was a tier one driver at one point. I think going back a couple of games ago. So it's nice to see that he has the game and he's back on. And so probably just seeing where he's at and chucking him in tier two at the moment and see how he gets on.
it is. I mean, we do have a few reserves in today. VRB is back again, but I think he's actually waiting for his seat in tier two.
He is. He
So
is definitely.
he's because he won the race again today.
He did. Oh, I thought. Was it that
Well, it could have been Edward. Sorry.
Edward? Yeah.
I think him, Edward, Lanzi, all fast guys. Then they got Podge, who's really upped his game as well. So there's a lot in tier 3 right now that can easily do tier 2. So they've got the pace behind them.
For sure. And as I hate to interrupt you there, his average summer. We had a bit of traffic at the end of his lap there. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, unfortunately not, because I was on board with Deadly. He must have backed out and put in a 16.2. So I think he let Tomo back. He let Tomo through. But I think for 11.5 for the bankers lap, it's actually pretty good. And we got other guys doing 15s and 12s, and there comes Mount with doing a 110.8.
Yeah, so we are going to see a lot of hell of a difference in times. And on board with Bjorn McQueen here, just seeing how he's getting on in this opening run. I know we got drivers coming to the line, and we'll keep it on it. But now Rama goes fastest with a 10.7 at the moment. Next across the line, there is a couple of cars coming, McLarens.
I think Sam B just popped himself into third. Sergio goes pole. Oh,
Sergio
sorry, first
Silva.
with the 10.7.
And it's nice to see that name back on the track. He had a year out, a season out, and he's gone and put it on that top spot at the
Yeah.
moment. So he's showing what he can do. It's so good to have him back on the grid. He's with a few other Portuguese drivers of Yuri and Álvaro Jabas. So this grid is definitely filled with some experience, Maggi, I do have to admit.
A lot of experience. I mean, I will be honest, I was using Sergio setup in the race in tier 3. It
Okay.
felt okay until I couldn't handle it no more.
Yeah. And
The
there
same
goes
Nick's now on
Nick
top of the
too, yeah.
10.3.
Yeah. 3 tenths difference. We have got Bjorn McQueen coming to the line now, and he puts it in P2 just behind Nick.
Some guys that seem to be finding more time on the second laps, to be fair.
They do. 100%. See how he
Kokori
goes.
goes P3.
Yeah. Good lap times coming in at the moment, being pumped in.
They are. I mean,
Is coming to a
tier
line.
3 was just a massive gap. I mean, some were doing 110s and the rest are just 111s, a second behind. And then top 6 were together, and after that it was a second difference. It was a huge gap.
There comes Alvaro Jabas. Had a very good race week one. I think it was a P4 or P5 in the end, doing a long stint, and he's just pumped it into P3. So the Portuguese man has a lot of confidence at the moment in that Haas.
He does. I mean, his race at Abu Dhabi was absolute just sheer class. I mean, the late safety car, but he stayed out on his worn hard and took the fight to them all. And of course, like I said, he got that P4 in the end.
Yeah, it comes down to experience again, though, of knowing what you can do on tyres, and there's also your practice as well. If you put in tyre runs, and Alvaro Jabas is definitely a guy that has that knowledge and knowing what he can do. Now CJ3000 has just put it on the top spot, so we're seeing some different names now popping up, Maggi, in sort of this good bracket of times.
And we are indeed, but it's just one of those weird tracks. Yeah, they get a corner right or get it wrong. You lose so much time, or you gain time no matter where you go. I was finding that out myself. You can be great at one corner and then next lap you just think you got it right, but you haven't. It's like I say, it's just one of those weird tracks. It's mainly just, it's so power dependent.
Yeah, really interesting. It also could be setups as well. Now we know with the rain coming, that is when we're going to see a little bit different pace because it's not going to be dry. So someone else could be completely faster in the wet than they can be to the dry. I know I've seen some drivers in the past where they're not so confident in the dry, but they're absolutely amazing in the wet. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it definitely plays out today.
It's going to be one of those interesting races, very interesting races. And to be honest, at this present moment in time, I haven't got any clue at all about who can come on top.
No, I couldn't tell you either. I really couldn't. So let's focus on the drop a little bit then. So we got Nathan. Sorry, no, we got Yudi.
It'll be Yudi, Quinlan, Forza, and Fixter. Of course, Forza's on the lap right now, just starting the lap. Fixter's is still in the pit, so maybe going to wait till the track improves. So we'll see what Forza Ferrari does. Now Forza's a cracking driver. I've raced him a few times, and he's dipping in and out all the time. But I'm glad he's finally back.
Banana says rain in 3 minutes. I think that's so. Some of these guys want to try and get back out there and find some axle. And I do have to admit, Maggie, it's starting to look a little bit grey out there, mate.
It is. It definitely is. Maybe because it's raining 3 minutes because it's over Scotland right now. Who knows? But this is Canada. It's on the St. Lawrence Seaway. Of course, it's a man-made island. And to be fair,
yeah, it's going to be.
It's still a cracking track.
Yeah.
I mean, this back straight once had two chicanes in it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these chicanes this one's really nice. If you can get that one really right, World Champions there on the right-hand side, if you can hook it up pretty nicely, you're going to do well. And Forza Ferrari just couldn't quite find the time. He's 1.5
still not there, but he's
pace.
Still got 9 minutes to go anyway, so we can go back in. Just wait for the track to improve a bit more and come back out and hopefully pump in another lap. And I say, surprised Udi's down there, but I tried Udi's setup as well. I was like, no way can I handle this. He runs a very strange setup for what he does.
Yeah, I think Yudi is just that transition. Sam B, as I just talked about Yudi there, goes up into P2. Good lap time from him. Maybe that track just slightly heating up towards this end of this qualifying. But with that rain coming, it's going to cool down.
Four guys on 1:10.3. Only 0.03 of a second separating the top four.
That is insane, by the way. Oh, Adam Mitchell, he's on sector 1. But yeah, going back onto that Yudi conversation, maybe it's just that transition yet again with the game, just maybe finding it a little bit difficult to adapt. But I'm confident that towards the end, it took him a long time with F124, so I think it might take him a little bit longer with F125. I mean, we've seen Yudi down the bottom of bronze, and then eventually we've seen him at the top last season. So no, I'm confident that he can do it, and that's a flash of rain, Maggi.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought I was going to mention it, but I wasn't 100% sure. So let's say Yudi only gets at 1:11.9, And with the rain coming, I don't know if the track will actually stay dry enough so it can do another lap. Same with a fixture right now. He's just come around the last chicane. Can he pump something up to get him out of that bottom 5?
He's
Well,
going to be
bottom 4.
close to the tens here. Is he going to stay in? He does. He does a 10.8 and
Or
puts him up
10-8.
into P10 there. But yeah, this is where you got to find the time. Nathan's down on his lap time, so is it going to be a Q1 exit for the Mercedes driver yet again? Can he find some time in the chicane? He's absolutely floored it through there. He needs to
He
find the
has.
time with the ring. This has to be it, and it's not going to be enough. As he's pretty annoyed with himself yet again. He's missed the turn 1.
I do apologise. For some reason, it just kicked me out of the session. I've not had that for a while.
Oh. I'll try and get an invite back out to you.
I'll get back. I've still got the invite anyway.
Yeah, cool. So that's looking like it's it. It looks like it's going to be Rocket Man, Nathan, Forza Ferrari, and the Yudi that are going to be out in Q1 in this session, ladies and gentlemen. Some interesting names, the names that you would see normally just pumping into Q2, but with this grid being so competitive, it's just hard. It's that all these names could get into Q2, your Q3s, and them boys have just not found the times today.
Ah, there we go. I'll find it back in now. Properly.
Good.
So I can see things. Just very weird. I've not had that in a while.
Of
course, I'm on my other PS5. I'm not on my main one. I'm on my other one. It's got a different NAT cable in it.
Oh yeah.
So it's not a Cat 8, so it's one down, so it can lose connection quite easily at times. So by the looks of it, like you said, qualifying's over.
Yeah, mate, that's it. I don't think really we're going to see anyone come out on the Inters. I think they'll just save the tyres now. I mean, everyone could retire essentially and just get us into Q2.
Unless you're Deadly, who's gone out. He's out on an outlap right now. And he's got no front wing at all.
Yeah.
I like that. There's a new damage model. I've just noticed this. You can actually lose the entire front nose cone.
Oh, is that a thing, is it?
Yeah, because it never happened on the other game. Because I'm looking at his car right now. It's got no front nose cone.
That's a glitch. That's a glitch.
Damn, and I thought it was something new.
Yeah, Reese, when he joined a session, he was in the party with us, and he said, "Well, no one's got no front wing," and I was like, "What?" And it's just invisible. So yeah, that's why it's got no nose cone.
It looks good though, to be fair. It actually looks good with no front nose cone. Deadly has come back into the pits now. CJ is actually on that lap right now for some reason.
Yeah, well, he's got 4 minutes, hasn't he? He's entitled to go out there and sort of go on the intros. It's annoying for all the other drivers because they have just opted to retire, which is, I think, fair. But yeah, he's got that point.
Maybe it's just trying to get the inters themselves a bit worn for when he goes back onto them in Q2.
Yeah, I mean, you want to have the freshest tyres in quality, so it's maybe... Yeah, not such a good idea, but it's that practice, isn't it? You're getting the first practice before anyone else does. So CJ's just doing his run, and we're seeing the first runs in the wet for Tier 2 this season. So I'm really interested to see how the wet plays out. Personally, me, I haven't touched any wet races yet, so I'm going to be cooked if it's going to come.
And CJ retires on track.
Oh. So if Sergio Silva does want to retire, if he can hear me, if he's watching the stream, you can get us underway into Q2, mate.
It'd be nice, so we'll just wait, see what it does. But I mean, with in Tier 3, of course, there's rain, and I think a lot of people just found it quite easy, a lot struggled. But then it's just down to traction itself.
Right.
Obviously, full traction, you've got a massive benefit around here, a huge benefit. The simple fact is, you can plant your foot right down and not have any issues.
Yeah, because the game doesn't design any sort of snaps on the full traction.
No, it doesn't. No.
So that's why they have that benefit, and probably a little bit better in the corners. but it does slow you down. It does sort of degrade your straight line pace. And there we go. We do have the uh, retire of Sergio Silva. Thanks for that, Sergio Silva. So it is CJ3000 that puts it on the top spot and out in Q1. Unfortunately, then is Rocket Man Nathan, Forza Ferrari, and UD down in P19. So that's a talking point as well.
It is indeed.
Names
Nathan, yeah, Nathan does have the pace around here because he was doing okay in T3. He was pushing me a few times, but eventually I finally got my rhythm, was able to pull away. But he has got the pace behind him. So we'll see what he can do when it comes to the race itself, if he can make his way up.
Yeah, what I found with Nathan for many seasons now is just he's such a busy man. You think he's running the F7, everything in there. He's running his normal life with the children, and then he's running work as well. You know, so if he's only getting a couple of hours to practice, it's probably not quite enough. But Nathan still comes in and sends it and gives it his all. That's what I love about the guy. He's so challenging. He's up for the challenge. That's why he's put himself into Tier 2 this season. You know, he could have easily stayed. He could have went to Tier 3, still stayed there and done his part, you know. But no, fair play to him, and I think we will see him progress better. I mean, there are some seasons where I've seen him with his teammates when he was teammates with Alvaro Chabas, and them two worked together solidly, and he become a great competitor and driver. He won a couple of races sometimes, or he's even got podiums. So listen, his race pace is also great as well. So don't count Nathan out just yet.
No, my aim would be Tier 2 at some point, but until I can get traction sorted out, no.
I mean, that should be anyone's sort of goal. If you're down in Tier 3, you should think, right, maybe I turn one assist off at a time and I practice that gradually. I use my race weeks and see how I get on. And if I'm putting myself into a championship fight or a top 3, well, hold on a minute, I got a chance to get myself a promotion up to Tier 2, and then let's go battle them boys. And then if I do well in Tier 2, if I then turn off all my assists, I might end up going in Tier 1. You know, it's a long progression, but it's definitely possible, mate. And like I always say, is if you go back to that Lewis W story, anything's possible.
It is. It really is. And I tell you what, it is absolutely trench right there. But they've come out on Inters.
They have.
And they're already sliding as it is. I'm watching Deadly right now, and he's sliding out the corners. And that's the problem I had. Even with full traction on as well. I did switch over to full traction mid-race. Your car would still slide.
Okay.
So it is a bit lethal.
Yeah, I can imagine it's so slow back on the power through corners like this, and I mean you can just see how wet it is. It's like someone said in the chat there, it looks full wets to be honest, and it does because there is no dry line yet. It will look like full wets, but this qualifying will get ever so faster once you see that dry line becoming available. But this is now where we might see different times, and who is practice wet? We just don't know. So this is going to be interesting to watch. We could see some big names go out here in Q2, Maggi.
You really could, because like you say, we just don't know. It's basically just like the real F1. It's just it's a lottery. What's going to happen? Who's going to be faster? Who's going to be slower? Who's going to make mistakes? Who's going to find somehow they've got it? No one knows.
No, definitely not, mate. As Deadly is looking fairly good here on the intermediate tyre.
He does as well. He's definitely taken a very slower line. He's been a bit cautious, but he's definitely getting on the power. A lot more easy than
it all comes down to your entry and exits now in the wet. Don't matter how you are mid-corner, as long as you set up to have a good exit, you should be fine. I think this game is more designed for exits. Because you just can get so much power. You can get the power down so early on this game.
Yeah, I've done that and I spin. I'm still learning that part.
Yeah, you can absolutely pump the power back on. I'm really interested to see what Deadly has done here. He sort of broke away from the Kicksauber behind him ever so slightly.
He has. So it makes you think, has Deadly got the pace?
He might do. So let's see then.
Taking a wider line to the line itself. I always take a very narrow line into there.
That is
a 22.9
to take. Yeah, so I think it's.
It seems the cars behind them also. Looks like the Kicksauber actually invalidated. There's nearly a full second ahead of second place.
And Deadly did have the pace of 22.9. What a lap time that is, as Bananarama sits it into the 23.8s, and then Gregory in the 23. Wow. So you can see the pace difference there from Deadly. That's
It's
outstanding.
massive. Half a second to Nick. That's actually quite good.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see that goes to the difference. And look, you got Bjorn McQueen in P5, Bananarama, Gregory, and Nick all went faster than him. So
They
that
did.
is maybe probably where you haven't done so much as the practice. You know what I mean? You got Alvaro Trabasta out there. We've seen him be pumping in times. He's just invalidated his lap time. Here comes Sergio Silva. Then what's he going to be setting? That's another P8.
24-3.
Hmm.
So it's interesting if can the other guys get up there, because I think there is a drier line now starting to emerge. So I wonder if these guys will start going faster.
Yeah, so now it will get a lot faster. So we might see an even better time of a 22.9. Here comes CJ 3000 in the chicane now, taking it very slow and cautious. But this is what you want to do. You just want to get yourself maybe into into Q3, sorry. And he comes across the line and is fastest.
Yeah, I think the time's going to start coming in now. I think some of the guys just want to get a banker lap in and just wait for it to just what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, we got Nick due up 8
Develop.
tenths of a second here. So you might be just brinking the 21s now. It's in 20,
Wow.
22.3.
So there's three guys not set lap times yet, and it's Alvaro, A Fixer, and Aquilin as well. And I think Aquilin is about to come over the line. He's down in P15 at the moment. Will he get up there? He gets P5.
Jumped up 10 positions, so fair play to him. And it looks like Bjorn McQueen is struggling out there. Just flicked on
A
board
Fixer
with him.
did put himself to P4 as well with a 23.3. So
Good to see
I'm
that
going to
one.
say, I'm going to put it in there, say mid 23 to get through.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I don't think a 23.8 would be any good, or the 24s. Alvaro Chavas is coming to line. Where is he going to put the half? Has he been practicing in the wet? It's a 23.
Oh, he has. P5.
You know, I am so happy for Alvaro. I cannot. He's my most informed driver at the moment. He's come from being a tier three champion, and he's absolutely smashing it in tier two. At the moment, I don't want to jinx anything for the guy, but wow,
Commentator's curse.
yeah, I don't want to give him that as Bananarama now goes
Okay,
fastest.
I'm gonna reiterate my mid 23 to get my mid 23.5 to get to through to Q1. I'm gonna say a low 29. Sorry, low 22.
Okay, I would have maybe crept into the high 22s, but
Only
yeah,
because Banana has got a 21.3,
yeah, he smashed it, and
which is a full, nearly basically a full second quicker than Nick. That's why that's why I'm now stating not a mid 22, but a low
yeah,
29. Sorry,
yeah.
21. Don't know why I keep saying 29. What have I got 29 on my head for?
I mean, that's a second quicker almost to Nick Jewell. I mean, the track is a lot more drier now, we do have to admit.
Yeah.
And let's just go on board with Nick. Is he pushing? I don't know. It doesn't look like he's using any ERS, so it doesn't look like he's on the in lap. Now Sergio Silva pumps it up with a 22.4. He's gone 1.9 seconds quicker than what that lap was.
Trying to say, Bjorn is on lap right now. Can he improve on his 22.8? I mean, he do has a couple of cars in front of him, so he is getting a bit of a tow at the same time.
You also be getting that dirty air as well, though.
Yeah, which is massive on this game.
That looks a good time from Bjorn here. Yeah, it's up into
Oh,
P2.
that's not bad at all. 22.2.
Still a
9 tenths, but
long way
still
off.
better.
Yeah, still a long way off Bananarama. I mean, I think Banana's he's had a few league races already where it's been a little bit wet, so I think he's going to be the most experienced for the wet at the moment.
Yeah.
Because that's a hell of a time difference. I mean, obviously, I don't want to say anything about Tier 1 either. I don't know what they're going to be doing if it was wet. But if it's been wet in Tier 3 and Tier 2, I can probably see where it's heading.
The thing is, Tier 3 only had what was it? A wet track for a few laps. We had dry quali.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I think
I'm trying
these
to
boys
see.
got
Alvaro's
wet
going
races.
again. Alvaro's pushing down the back straight right now. I don't know if he's up or down at the moment because I've just gone onto him into through sector 3.
It's looking good.
That is not bad at all. P3.
He's
So
literally a
maybe,
few thousandths off Bjorn McQueen now.
maybe me saying the mid 22 might be right.
Yeah, I just think that's a tremendous lap time from Bananarama, to be honest.
It was. That's just straight up tier one time. I think it needs to go up now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to start saying that because of how the wet is, but he's saying he got a mega toe apparently. Not to mention this with my dry sub. But as you can see, he's just flick on board and he's carrying a lot of pace just even on his outlap on cold tyres. So, no, fair play to him.
I got to admit, yeah, he's good. He's all right. He's decent on a pad. Can't fault him with that. I mean, Dondaj just gone up with a 23.2, so I'm sticking with the mid 22s to get through.
Yeah, yeah,
So you've
definitely.
got Tomo needs to find about half a second. I mean, Dondaj, Fixter, Quinlan, and Krugry need to find a second from somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So I'm looking sort of at VRB 99. He's in P10, and obviously the question is for him to jump up into tier two. I mean, that's what you're looking at, that hell of a jump, you know.
Yeah,
VRB's absolutely dominating in tier three, but then now he's only in P10 um, in quality. I mean, he's still a tremendous driver. Some names he's already beaten,
yeah.
but that jump, you can tell the jump up in pace already now. You know, you can sort of compare the two.
Yeah, there's definitely plenty more within him. I know what he's capable of doing because I say I raced him, so now. Um, it's the same with a lot of tier three drivers that could hold their own in tier two. I mean, you got likes of Edward there, you got Lanzi, Podge could even. I think there's I think about half a dozen guys in tier three could hold their own in tier two quite easily. But it's all about how you take the track. It's all about your setup. It's not just down to pure pace. It's how you attack the track, how
It
you
is.
cope with it, how you
Yeah.
get around it. It's not saying, "Oh, I'm the fastest in a straight line." Yeah, it's a straight line. Good for you. Go to drag strip. But it's also the corners as well. How you take them,
Yeah.
how you set them up, how you getting through them, where you putting the power on, where you're braking. They
100%.
all mount up.
Yeah, it does. Well, everything mounts up obviously in a lap. You know, it's all about your entry and exits. It also is comes down to straight line speed sometimes, but yeah, it's more about you. It's, in the corners is where you're making the most times out of everything. So I think
You
you're
do.
definitely right what you say there, Maggie. Well, I'm on board with a fixture in sector one. He absolutely mounted the wall on the right hand side. He just seems to have lost the rear a little bit, so he seems a very bit hesitant on the throttle as well, which he's probably a little bit worried about. After Rama a 20.8.
20.8. It's going even faster. I didn't realise a lot of the others gone into 21s now. And Fixter's abandoning his lap and going into the pits. Will he have enough time to get back out again and do another lap?
I think
Or is
he
he going?
will just. He wants to go in and get the fresh inter on minimum fuel now for a fixer, and he needs to just send it
Yeah.
because you can see this dry line is massively dry now. They're going to be getting a lot more heat into that intermediate.
I mean, Nick is right up there in P2 with a 21.1. I mean, this guy was also fighting for the tier 3 title.
He was.
If he could keep on on the racetrack, that is.
Yeah, I think we've seen a lot of a different Nick now. I think Nick enjoys this game a lot more. As me know Nick, sort of on a personal level, he said if I find an F1 game interesting, I'm going to be practicing it like crazy. And like I said before, he's took up coaching lessons from some decent top tier people in the game.
That'd be
So
nice, and give me some tips how to actually control the traction. That'd be nice.
yeah, he's got
Um,
some esports coaching from the likes of your F1 Ferrari esports team boss, and I think he's also got a session coming up with an esports driver. I don't want to say who, but yeah, Nick is out there doing bits at the moment. So fair play to him.
Fair play to him at all. I mean, I'm not getting any coaching. I'm trying to figure this out for myself, and it is very hard.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, with myself, that's the only thing I'm lacking is my corner exit. That's the only thing I'm struggling on. Is how to get the power down sooner out of
Hmm.
corners. Then I'll find a lot of time. But I'm still struggling with that because every time I try and come out of corners, the back end wants to go. Especially around, I say Nick's just gone around turn 2 right now. I've got to go so slow. I just cannot get the car straight quick enough. I can't get the power down early enough. Every time I do, back end kicks out. So I'm still trying to figure that out. So I'll get there eventually. But it might take me time. Might take me the entire season or next to get used to it. But I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, it does take time with these things. As we're looking at the drop zone now, Average Stomo, Crickery, Dondedge, A Fixter, and A Quinlan, all at risk, Maggie.
They are. Like I said, they've got to find half a second to try and get through. Half a second to a second. So it's going to be interesting if they can do it. Who's going to be the first one out of this bottom log to get go through? It's going to be Dondedge in the RB.
Dondedge is not up enough. Is he going to find enough time in the World Championship chicane? Here he comes to the line, losing the rear ever so slightly. Taking that wider line as well, not the narrow line.
No, it wasn't enough. And he's out. Unless he's got enough fuel to go now. Again.
Yeah. A Fixer just made the line as well. He had a little snap there. He's going to making time through there now. So Average Tomo's out. That's certain. That is for certain. Dondedge has the opportunity to push. And he's down
Sergio there. Can still make it because, like I say, he's Gregory only made P11. So still 3 drivers could still get in because Sergio's done as well. He's P9. So VRB, Sergio are both at risk, I think. Quinlan wasn't able to improve, so it's down between Dondedge and A Fixter to see if they can actually push and knock one of these guys out.
So A Fixter's 3 temps up as he comes into the chicane. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on Dondedge as well because he's up as well.
It might be enough, but even with 3 tenths off, only puts him to a 23 flat, which only put him to 13th.
Yeah,
he's got to find half a second.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough for A Fixter, I don't think. Unless he absolutely sends it through the chicane. I know you can find a lot of time now to the line. Is he going to take the narrow line? No. So we will still be losing time. A Fixter, P11.
Oh, that is so close and unlucky for A Fixter. That was.
Here comes Dondedge.
I would have taken, to be fair, personally, I would have taken a narrow line towards the line because I always do it. Because it's the shortest route.
It is. Yeah, you're saving so much more time if you take that narrow line. But those boys have not been able to make it through on the intermediate tyres then. We will see who, unfortunately, didn't make it through. Janaldi, I'm very well, mate, yourself. Loving the Netherlands life, I do have to admit.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't rain too hard, mate, because it floods.
Yeah, we've got some lovely weather at the moment, so it's absolutely beautiful. But A Fixter then, CRE Gory, Average Tomo, Dondedge, and A Quinlan all don't make it through, and that is a couple of big names there that haven't made it through. A Quinlan, Dondedge, and A Fixter. That was 2 or 3 names I would have definitely expected to have seen in Q3, but they haven't made that appearance today. But A Fixter, he's not in a bad spot. P11. It's I remember on a couple of games back, if you started P11, that was near enough as like a sort of a pole position.
Back when, yes, it was. Because as I say, you could change the strategy massively and just gain so much.
It was, yeah, back in the day, yeah.
I'm looking at the top 10, there's such a gap between a lot of them. A massive, huge gap. So it just shows you how much the rain can just throw them up.
I think Sam B's back in. I think we didn't really...
I mean, you got a VRB there, got through. Was still 1.7 seconds off pole. That's how huge the gap is.
I mean, yeah, that time from Banana Rama in the wet then was unbelievable. I think if it stays like that now, I think he's going to absolutely run away with this pole position.
It is. I mean, everyone says, oh, we should go Patir, this and here. But you can't really judge it on wet pace because every race is not wet. So you only can really judge people's pace when it's dry because that's when you get the premium. That's when you get 100% off everybody. Rain, you don't get that.
No, of course not. No, that's always the way, and that's why Nathan's wanted it to go back to dynamic weather because it can just throw you off. I mean, you could have been just all week practicing the dry and hoping for the best. It's going to be dry, but then you could come in and it could be absolutely smashing it down. And where are you going to be at, you know? So, but no, we're seeing pace from different drivers, and yet again, we've got ex bronze drivers that are in Q3 in Tier 2. So it's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, we do. I think Buying Back says he's going to grind traction off because he wants to get up to tier 2 himself.
I mean, yeah, that's what you need to do. You know, you need to take your, like I said just now, take your assists off one by one and see how you get on.
I mean, that's what I do. I mean, everyone here, does, was it, no steering assist. So that's the easiest one to take off. Take your braking assist off. Some go to, was it, the, no ABS. I mean, I'm over this with that. I just literally, I've got no idea.
Hmm.
But I just went in, so right, okay, manual gears, medium traction. I'm doing that.
Yeah,
And
yeah, and you become a lot faster. I mean, once you start sort of, I mean, it's easy for me to go and say turn all the assists off. I've been there, you know, I've done it. I mean, I thankfully when I first ever started racing on Formula One games, I started with medium traction and auto gears, but then eventually I went to manual gears, and then I turned off the traction pretty early in the start of my sort of racing career of on this game. So yeah, I mean it does take time, but eventually you'll be able to get there. I mean now, thankfully, I'm only a line driver, so yeah, I'm quite fortunate really.
I just do corners only, stuff the rest of it. I
Yeah,
don't need
corners
to know
O
liners
line.
when going
Yeah,
straight.
no, that's all I have as well. So
I mean, I used to be back on medium traction, back in 19, 20, 21. I was always medium traction,
yeah,
and I loved it. Even in the rain, I do medium traction. I was rapid at the, back years ago, and now I've got to try. Now I've got to drive so differently, because I'll say I race with a handicap, like
hmm
I'd like to mention all the time.
hmm
So therefore, it's a lot harder for me,
of course.
but it will not persist me at any way. I will keep going.
Nah, fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. As Bananarama then, he puts it on the 22-0, and then you got 2 seconds back. It's Bjorn McQueen, so he seems to be struggling, or he's had a moment somewhere. I just want to say to Formula One, grab and have a lovely holiday, mate, and we'll see you when you get back, and hopefully be battling even harder on these grids, mate.
Let's see if it does. But I'm thinking a lot of these guys are using some worn inters.
Yeah, that's probably a good shout. Um,
Considering the Q2 bowl time was a 1 minute 20.
yeah, yeah, that's it. So the track would have got a bit wetter. I mean, that dry line is still coming back. I just can't believe how dark it is out there. And we got actually CJ3000 out there on a wet compound tyre.
So he's invalidated anyway. Um, yeah, it was his hot lap as well, so he must have made a mistake somewhere. But obviously, wanting to try something different on those wet tyres. Because if we start seeing puddles at the sides, that'll be make it full wet. Do you know what? I actually think it is full wet, I don't think it is into weather.
Yeah, it's interesting. Because this dry line stays as Sam B leaves the session again. Sam B's having some internet connection issues at the moment.
I just think it's on that crossover between inters and wets right now.
I think it's
I don't.
very close, Maggie. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Q1 we know was dry to inters. Q2 was full inters. I think Q3 is verging on wets because the rain looks harder.
And I mean, yeah, these drivers are under such pressure at the moment. What tyre is it? What should they do? How am I going to manage it?
We need a full lap from CJ, who is sliding around the chicanes right now, and he's got an Aston Martin behind him of it is Bjorn McQueen behind him right now.
And he's gone off again.
So he's maybe it's not just wet weather just yet. Maybe it's just on the precipice of it being wet weather, but it's not wet enough for them.
No, it's definitely not. It's still Inter. Bjorn McQueen is improving by almost half a second.
Mr. Reese is saying he wishes he was driving now because he likes the rain. Well, at least someone does.
I mean, a lot of driver, I don't mind the wet. I mean, I always moan that it's wet, but then I go into the race and I'm probably like a stronger one out of the guys to be good in the wet. I mean, there's a lot of strong guys also on the wet, but I seem to manage my own. But it's so tough. You have a lot more to think about than you do in the dry. I mean, in the dry, it's a little bit more free flowing. Yeah, you got a lot more to think about when it's wet. Definitely when it's wet conditions like this.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of wet weather racing myself. I like watching it, just not driving in it. Because it just feels unnatural.
Mm.
It doesn't feel,
of course.
like you said, there's no fluid motion to it. I don't know.
You want a Formula One car that wants to be absolutely pinned, and the car isn't being pinned, so it's thinking, what the hell is going on? I don't like this.
Very true.
But I'm just looking at the chat there. I think Bananarama got this pretty much in the bag.
He has. But saying
no,
122.
I'm interested to see what he does tonight. I know he's going to be reserving tonight.
I just find it interesting. He pumped in a 1:20. Now he's flying out there with a 1:22. Same with a lot of the other guys were doing 21. So they're actually still 2 seconds off their own time they did in the Q2. That's why I'm thinking it's wetter.
Well, if you look there, yeah, he's 1.2 off Nick, and then you got Sergio Silva, then even more, which is 1.5, and then it continues on. Sambi's 2 seconds off in qualifying, and Alvaro Shabazz is 2.3. So it's if you're looking at those sort of numbers there, you're thinking, well, Banana, if you look how he's sliding the car in as well, he's taking the piss, and I don't mean to swear.
He thinks he's Ken Block.
He's taking the piss a little bit.
I mean, I tried to get some tips off Banana, but I thought he uses pad, so his setups are just no good for me. Not at all.
No, I admit.
He told me to try this or change this. I'm thinking it's made it 10 times worse. So, because I like running with a low diff, and of course the off throttle with an even lower diff, because I like stability. I don't want to be someone with a massively stiff back end, because it causes you too many mistakes.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's stiff on the back end, I think you're gonna have better sort of. Maybe if you got high wings, you're gonna be better in the corners. If you got lower, then you're not. But these guys, I don't know what their setups are going to be. I think they're going to be the high 30s maybe, or even pushing 40s. I think.
Yeah, I think in a dry, I think I was running 32-30 on wings, and it felt okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so you would have probably been faster than a lot of others in the straight line.
Not exactly, because I can get the power down and quick enough to benefit.
Okay, yeah.
That's when I was struggling. I could not get power down, and even when I did, some was still going faster. It's just it's corner exit is where I struggle the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only downfall.
Oh, is Bananarama improving then? He's coming up into the chicane now.
See what he does now, and he's on full wet tyres, by the way.
Yeah. He's coming to the line. I think he's going to be improving. No,
he doesn't. He's only a 10th off, so that's why. Why he's sliding the car around in corners, you just destroying your tyres that way.
he is a funny character, JB. I got a lot of time for JB, even though a lot of people find him annoying. Oh, I love the kid to bits, to be honest. He does a lot for F7, and I think he's just having a little bit of a joke around.
It reminds me of what was it, Brandon Lee
he
in
knows
China.
what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He can hear me. Look.
It reminded me when I saw a clip of Brandon Lee doing the same thing on dry tyres in China, just flicking it around.
Yeah,
sliding it in every
likes
corner.
A bit of drifting, old Brendan. I like watching his videos. He gives a lot of to not so much experienced drivers, he gives a lot of coaching to them from what his videos are now. Even to your advanced drivers, he probably can give a lot of training from through his videos. It's all free of charge as well. So if you're looking to improve, not giving any promotions out, but go and watch Brendan Lee. You know, he goes through a lot of details in his video.
Yeah, I might do that myself, but eventually I'll figure it out.
CJ3000 is up quite a bit here. Not enough to beat Jamie, but it is enough to maybe put him up there in a decent position. Let's focus on some of these guys then, as Q3 is coming to an end here.
It's called CJ3000 might actually, if he's got, well, he won't be able to go again unless he's got the fuel. But he's coming around the 500k now. And it goes P3.
Yeah, good lap time from him. Sergio Silva can do no more. He's invalidated. Here we go then. So we had AKA Deadly. It doesn't seem to be.
I'll tell you what, VRB actually made the P5 because he was on that lap to go again, but he invalidated it before he could start. So he was invalidated the last and this lap.
As Nathan says in the chat, then the banana rambagger.
we gotta have a chuckle. Yeah, we do have to have a chuckle.
Keeps you going.
I mean, Nick Jew got to within 8/10. That's still huge.
That is a massive gap. Yeah, and I think Nick would also be saying it was death wet. So I think Nick might have set that on intermediate. He did. Yeah, Sambi not improving. Alvaro Jabasi's coming down the back straight now. I don't know if he's improving. I think this track is just too slippery now. Yeah, too wet is what Nick is saying there.
It is far too wet now. Alvaro Chabas won't do anything now.
Nah, he's going to be in the 24s and not going to be enough.
20. He went about 800s faster.
He did, yeah.
Deadly won't do anything because CJ's going for a drifting tournament.
Nope, and he's ended back in the pit lane.
He drifted it into the pit lane. Very nice. And that's it. Banana Rama is on pole.
I want to say, I mean, we will see it when it comes up. I'll leave it for the minute. As you've seen, it's popped up on my screen there. Bjorn McQueen, P7.
So what we're hearing with the race itself, there is going to be rain in the race.
Without a shock, it is, sorry to interrupt you there, Maggie, it is Banana Rama that gets that pole position on the front row joining him. It is Nick, CJ3000 in P3, Sergio Silva P4, P5 for VRB, Deadly in P6, Bjorn McQueen in P7. That's a shock for many supporters watching this race. Probably Sam B in P8, P9 for Alvaro Chabas, and Murph Q in P10. So sorry, Maggie, what was you saying, mate?
I don't know, I forgot now.
8/10 of a second.
So apparently it's going to start dry, then go wet.
Okay.
So with it being dry, can Bjorn make it get up there before it turns wet?
It's raining.
Oh.
It is raining.
So Banana got it wrong.
So as that wet weather is it going to be wet?
Why am I in a car?
Oh, it's because you rejoined.
But I was on spectator mode. Oh.
Yeah, it was when you get kicked out, it puts you in the car. I mean, you can race if you want, mate.
I can race, yeah. Shall I race? No, I won't race. I'll just do the formation lap and just do the first lap and just go into the pits.
No worries, mate. No worries. I was going to let you do lights out and away we go as well.
Oh, what a shame. What a shame. It can't be done. It slides out and away the banana goes. How's that?
Looking like we're waiting. I've just got a timer. I can't see it.
I do.
So then, let's see what tyres are all starting on. Wet tyres, all on wets, and we got an A fixture that is starting on intermediate. I don't mind that intermediate. It's going to take a little bit of time to get in, but the dry line becomes very quick. So I think we might see and then he fixed to become very quick. As CRE Gory was very close to the back of Adam there, and he could have stopped him from heating up those tyres. Oh, we'll just keep that on the screen.
Right
Let's
now,
go
this
to your
track is
very own
wet.
then. Let's go to your very own commentator of Mad G as he's giving us some tyre warm up here. Look, showing us how it's done out there on track. As he comes into the very long chicane now, dips it down right down the hill, left down the hill, should I say. Doesn't seem to have a lot of traction in that V-cab.
No, it's because I've got full traction on, mate. I've got auto gears on as well. You think I'm going to do this on a pad? I mean, come on. My name's not Banana.
It's a very unnatural feeling on the pad as well.
I can still race on pad, I can do either. I just can't do anything else apart from auto gears and full traction on pad.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get heat into his tyres there. Yeah, I think we might see a very dry line become available. The rain isn't so heavy, so I don't mind that intermediate start from Adam. Let's keep an eye on him later on in this race. That's very interesting. Let's turn the tyres off then as they're coming to the line now. And don't forget, if you are new around here and you love to come and get involved with Formula 7 Racing, it's ! Discord in the chat, and that will bring you straight to our Discord. Come and set some times, and we will find a tier for you. On a Wednesday, we run the realistic division as well. Realistic performance, team bosses, race engineers, etc., etc. So come and get involved. 31 viewers in the chat, 33 viewers in the chat, should I say. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in. We are about to get underway here at Canada, and I hope this camera changes as everyone lines up on the grid. And we've got the commentator of Mad G, don't DNF, and he does.
I don't do anything silly like that, come on.
And it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 lights here in Canada for round 2, the Tier 2 division. And it lights out, away we go down into Turn 1 then. Bananarama has not got the greatest of starts. The Nick is alongside him going into Turn 1. And he has that inside line, does Bananarama, and Nick spots him behind. CJ3000 sits there behind, and Bjorn McQueen up into P4 from P7. So what a jump he had on the grid. Very good start from him. Alvaro Jabas and A-Fixer down, but they're going to be losing time as A-Fixer is on that intermediate tyre. Back to the front then. Oh, and Nathan is dropping down into P16. He has a few cars around him on his outside. How is Mad G getting on? He is just sitting behind. I'm
just sitting back here, mate. I don't hear anybody take anyone out. Even though I'm tempted, but I won't do it.
But what a start from Bananarama. He is 8 tenths up on Nick at the moment. CJ3000 1 second back already, and Bjorn McQueen 5 tenths behind CJ3000. So Bananarama is getting away pretty nicely from Nick Jewett. Average Tomo has just gone down the inside of the Aston Martin, and he's got that move done. He did it at the hairpin. Great overtake from him. And everyone's got through unscathed, but we are going to see G come into the pit lane and give it a retirement and come back on to the comms box with me.
Yeah, finally, hang on a minute, I'm just drying off.
No worries, mate. No worries. Nick Dew now then, 1.2 seconds back from Bananarama, as CJ3000 cannot quite find the time as well, but he had a very good exit out of there then. He's right on the back of Nick now.
Yeah, Nick had a bit of a slide out of the chicane. So Matt just bounced off. I want to go wide sliding again.
Yeah.
The yellow flags, that's because my RB's got no driver in it.
Yeah, it's coming back out on track as well. Hopefully it doesn't cause any problems, which you shouldn't. You should just go down to the left-hand side.
No, because I retired as soon as I ended, so yeah. Very strange it does that.
Yeah, Adam doing very well on the intermediates is what probably Maggi has missed. Maggi, Adam, the only driver out there on the intermediates, waiting for that dry line to come. Once that dry line comes, he's going to be absolutely flying, as Nick is battling with CJ3000 quite a bit here.
Yeah, Adam's, of course, gained 3 places now from P8. The biggest losers, deadly, losing 5 places so far. So unless Deadly's just having, a lot of these guys are going to struggle in the wet anyway. I think a lot of them are lacked wet racing as well. CJ 3000 with a 3-second penalty as well, as he's still right in the back of Nick.
Yeah, and this pace from Bananarama is pretty interesting. Look, I can never vaguely just about see a dry line coming. So now that is going to benefit the Alpine of a fixture.
I think it might need a few more laps yet before it really takes into effect about what it's going to do. So far, it's a case of just holding on.
It is, and now Bananarama already has that 3.1 gap. And he's absolutely cruising along here in the wet.
There is. Everyone seems to be being good to the boys out there and not crushing into people, which is nice. A Fixed is now right on the back of Sam. Just losing a bit out on traction itself, so maybe that's not good. So yeah, about to say they're just losing out on the traction just a bit, but he definitely has raw pace. Except there wasn't not too much damage. I can't see any visible damage, but it all depends what his MFD is telling him.
Yeah, he is pushing. I mean, he has a very interesting braking as well. I know he's on the wheel now. He was very pumping it, sort of pumping it off 100, back off, back on. So interesting brake style for a fixture there. That's probably where he might be losing a little bit of time, but this track is definitely heating up. 4 seconds is the gap now from Banana to Nick, which is a hell of a gap.
Tomo just had a massive snap, and the 500 Kane has won, lost a couple of places at the same time. He's down in P12 fighting with the Mercedes of Dudley. He's struggling a little bit out there as Tomo.
Bondage is the leading pack now. He's trying to get onto the back of CRE Gori. Alvaro Chabas is a little bit more up the road on the back of a Fixter following the intermediate driver. And Sergio
Nick
Silva
seems to have found his pace as well, even though he's not on par with Banana because he's 4.5 seconds behind. But he's gapped CJ to 1.3 seconds as well. Gaps are starting to form everywhere right now between the top 6, including VRB at the same time.
Of a big gap of each other. You've got Sam B that is catching Sergio Silva, and Nick is. Adam goes down the inside out of the hairpin. Is he going to make that move stick?
Sam B's left again, that's why. Yeah. One thing I do know about Adam himself, he does brake late, and he does turn in a lot sharper. He's more aggressive with the wheel turning in. I've been told that inside information. Hey.
Yeah, he's obviously on wheel, so he can flick it in and flick it out as he does there, probably at the chicane, and he is going to be flying. I hope he sets the fastest laps, and it will tell if the intermediates are faster. But no, it is Bananarama that is still out in the lead by 4.7 seconds of a gap to Nick. That is unbelievable.
Bjorn is now closing on CJ 3000 as well. He's only 6 tenths behind him. So CJ has lost a bit of time, or Bjorn's gained it. At the same time, Banana's not pulling away from Nick as he was. So maybe Nick's just found his rhythm and is able to push a bit more now. Or Banana's just... Banana isn't hot lap, to be fair. So maybe he's just backing off in places. I don't know. It's interesting to see what people are doing. Are they backing off the tyres to try and save the tyres, get some more life back into them, cool them down? We just don't know.
Keeps sliding the car as well, which Banana is doing.
I think A Fixter's really suffering now because he's got Sergio all over the back of him.
Yeah, that's very interesting to see Adam now struggling on this inter. Maybe it's just worn a little bit too much. Maybe that dry line just isn't coming quick enough for him.
In fact, to be fair, I think the dry line is actually disappearing.
Yeah, it might be actually.
Maybe the range just intensified a little bit and therefore negating that into strategy. But at the same time, A Fixer still getting some massive traction out of the 500 Kane.
Yeah, so not a lot happening really. Edley, he's the closest driver. Anyone?
So nowadays says the normal thing is skid issues. There's no such thing as a skid issues.
It's difficult. These guys got some difficult challenges. I mean, they're only 6
Yeah.
laps in. They've still got 29 laps to go. Anything can
Rocket
still
Man
happen.
is actually taking the change to inters. So maybe Rocket Man is finding that wets are just not good enough.
And as you can see now, a fixture has made a 1.7 gap to
Yeah, he has.
to the guys behind.
So maybe he just had a bit of a bad lap and just span it somewhere.
Yeah,
But
maybe
he's
a
now
recharge, maybe a recharge lap as well. I mean, now he's got no ERS. But yeah, maybe it was just a recharge, and he's right up on the back of VRB.
Nick.
I mean,
Nick Hughes had a mistake as well, Summer, because CJ is right on his tail. Nick lost 2 seconds somewhere, and sorry I didn't catch that, but CJ 3000 is right on his case.
yes, and
There he
Nick's had
goes.
a moment.
Nick, I think Nick's actually got a fuel save as well because his yellow lights on.
Oh, okay.
So is EJ's as well. So them two have underfueled.
Yeah,
And
hoping for a safety car. Yeah.
a lot of guys are coming in for inters.
Yeah, so that is now going to be beneficiary for a fixer. He's going to be finding a lot more time now, probably. Hopefully that tyre isn't too worn for him. 7 laps in, probably took a little bit of a beating.
I think they would have done, but if he just calms down and takes his time, I'll just try and go offline to cool him down. They might just get a bit more grip back out of him again.
Yeah, and I'm noticing within the first chicane as well, as I flick on board with Jamie, he really slides the car in every time, and he gains so much time to CJ 3000 Nick by doing that. And he'd be seeing that he gains tremendous amount of time by doing that.
It is, but if you think about it in reality, if you did that with a real F1 car,
You'd
you'd
lose
be in a
it.
wall somewhere.
Yeah, you'd be in the wall, and you'll have tremendous tyre wear.
And you'd be basically racing on 50 pence pieces on every tyre.
Oh, and the Bjorn McQueen and Average Tomo are fighting there.
Bjorn McQueen, of course, has pitted onto inters.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why, just trying to get those inters into temperature, because the wets already are. But
look at this, CJ 3000 and Nick are in, so that now promotes a fixture up into P2. And these 14 seconds
Tomo.
back. Oh, it's not what you want to do.
Nasty. But this is going to benefit a fixture a lot because he's got clean air now. He's got basically 15 seconds to Jamie in front, so he's got clean air. He can find his line, cool his tyres down, and just run a race how he wants to with no one in front of him, no one battling him. He can just calm down a bit now.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a bit of pace from Bjorn McQueen now. Will it drying up a little bit more? Obviously, that dry line suiting him as he loses the rear ever so slightly there, and he's right on the back of Alvaro Chabas here. Alvaro decided not to pit. Maybe he could stay out on these hot wets, but you can just see how a lot more drier it is out there for him. It's not going to be a wet tyre for sure. He is struggling. What will Jamie do? Would he decide to come in? I mean, he has kind of almost a free pit stop. No, he doesn't decide to come in.
Oh, Bjorn flings it like a rally drive into the bomb chicane there. So say hairpin and gets P3.
Another great move from him, and Adam is absolutely cruising as well. He's got a 7.3 gap to Bjorn McQueen.
He does, but will Bjorn be able to roll that in? We need to keep an eye on that gap. Obviously, there you go. A fixture with definitely finding time now. He's got clear space because he set the fastest lap. He did, but Bjorn now has it.
Yeah, Bjorn
so
McQueen
inters are the better tyre.
It'd be interesting to see if that 14.4 gap is going to come down now.
It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. Because everyone's saying fastest laps now. Alvaro, to be fair, should have pitted because he's basically the proverbial cork in a bottle now. If the rest start catching up, because they're going to take him very easily. He's got Nick.
I get it why he's done it. Maybe he's thought if I just wear this a little bit more, them guys inters are going to wear even more. And maybe if I go onto a fresh inter, I might be able to find time and pick it up. At the end, he is defending. No, he lets the Williams go by. So Alvaro just wants to hold his own and maybe his own pace. And we'll see what he does on this lap and see if he comes in. Sergio Silva, Average Tomo, and Forza Ferrari all having a little bit of a battle here.
I'll tell you right now, a fixture is closing in Bernardo. He's gone into the pits. That lap alone, Afix had closed by over half a second.
And Nathan can see a Quinlan up ahead of him, trying to get onto the back of that McLaren. Not quite catching. Bananarama comes in and Afixter stays out and he goes into the lead of this race.
He does
Jamie,
indeed.
though. Jamie comes out right behind him almost.
He's not that far off. He's 1.5 seconds behind, but can Afixer do one of his magical tricks with his tyres and make him last?
That's what he'd be hoping to do. I mean, we don't know if it's going to go dry or not. There was meant to be dry at the end of this race. I think we got wet throughout. The thing is, Adam will be absolutely struggling, and I think he'll be absolutely sitting duck to Jamie.
Yeah, you can see right now he's struggling a bit on those 9-lap old into tyres. Of course, Jamie's got fresh and is pushing like crazy to catch him and pass him. You were saying that Nathan was catching a Quinlan, but he seems to have dropped off a little bit now.
Yeah.
It just seems to have all settled down. And Rocket Man is attacking Sergio right now, and is gone. Oh, there's a bit of a coming together. They do touch.
Was a late dive from Rocket Man there. I don't know what he was thinking. He probably needs to hand that position back to the Ferrari driver, to be honest. Pushes him on track and then overtakes him.
Yeah, it's a bit wrong. I mean, we all like to have a bit of a barge every now and again, but sometimes you've got to think just right. Be patient, should I say. Wait for the right times. And Alvaro is into the pits.
Yeah, it's a good time for Alvaro. Now with the worn tyres.
And average Tomo is on the back of Forza Ferrari now. Not close enough to really get a bit of an attack on the Red Bull, but it's close.
So yeah, Alvaro Chabas has dropped right down to P16 with staying out on the wet tyre there. Is he going to be able to get past the Alpine? We'll soon find out. Side by side in Sector 1, the Alpine had to take a warning. And
yeah, it's a difficult place to pass around there at the moment now with these cars on this game. It is actually quite difficult to do it now. Because just for some reason it's more tighter. Because these tracks have been properly scanned as well, so every track we go to is going to be so different to what we know it is.
For sure, yeah. And just sitting on board this fight at the front, Adam is still holding his own. He's holding his own for more laps than I thought he would. He's still making Bananarama push, to be honest.
Both have got the same amount of battery as well at the same time.
Nick is very close to CJ3000 as well now. He's managed to hold that gap, but he's just struggling with the dirty air a little bit. He needs to get out of that dirty air if he can at times.
Oh my god, Afix has just smashed the wall.
Yeah, he's done that a few times. Hopefully he hasn't got damage.
No, he would have broadsided it, so it doesn't really do anything, but it's made Jamie get closer. He's only 2/10 behind him now, and to be fair, but Afix does have some straight line speed behind him. He does have the straight line speed to keep Banana behind him.
He does, and he is sort of, just like I said, still holding his own. Maybe he wants to start coming off that dry line, maybe just get some heat off it, and maybe some wear. He's still staying in front 12 laps on that intermediate.
Yeah, I think Jamie's going to have it now.
He is, yeah. He has a lot more ERS to play with as well.
Yeah. I think Adam saw that coming and just wanted to just calm down to try and get his head back in the game where it was, to not make those mistakes again and just sit back and recharge.
It's a good opportunity now for just Jamie to try and run away as much as he can and set him up for the second.
I would say that, but Bjorn is in P3 now. You need to remember some of these gaps. I mean, Bjorn is only 4.5 seconds behind Jamie right now.
Yeah, Albert Chabas is going to be flying as well. He's 5/10 back. Go on, about Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, the gaps were a lot bigger. Yes, I know they pitted. I know this and the other. But Bjorn is going to take the fight to Jamie regardless.
you feel like
There's only
he'll
four.
take that time out of him? Do you?
Eventually, yes.
So I bet it's going to be interesting then towards the back end of this Canadian Grand Prix.
He's about 4 seconds behind Adam right now. So you put that. So in total, he's about 6 seconds behind Jamie right now.
Yeah, and he's 1.4 now, but Adam seems to just catch up down the straight, so he does it hold a little bit more straight line than Jamie.
He does. But eventually, of course, Adam's going to go off the pit and he's going to lose so many places when he does. Nick is still chasing CJ. Would he go for it into turn one? No, he sits behind. Doesn't go for it.
Yeah, so I think Nick is recharging. He's in medium. He should be in none there right behind that kick salva. He just wants the
I think
exit.
a lot of these guys are going to be harvesting a lot now. And just, I don't know, making the other guys try and wear their tyres out by thinking they're going to attack, but don't. Alvaro's still down there, P16.
Yeah, I've just gone on board with him.
He's not making too much headway on Yudi right now.
No, he definitely isn't. And he should be, he's got a lot fresher intermediate tyres for them. But yeah, again, just holding their own, the guys ahead of him. And Nathan all the way down in last position at the moment.
5 seconds off Quinlan, so...
Yeah, maybe he's had a couple of mistakes somewhere.
There's a massive drift coming out the chicane at the same time.
Well, anything can still happen. There's still a lot of laps to go.
It does, and it just seems to... The race seems to have stagnated a bit right now, as Jamie just pumps in a 1:21 for the fastest lap overall. Everything just seems to settle down a bit. Everyone's just getting their own places, their own bearings, and just taking their time, not pushing, not doing anything crazy, and just sitting back.
And believe it or not, Jamie just gained 5 tenths Bjorn McQueen in a couple of corners, so is Bjorn McQueen struggling ever so slightly.
Yeah, I think Jamie would have pushed a lot in that last lap, to be fair. Or, maybe Bjorn's just had a bit of a mistake somewhere because he dropped off Adam as well a little bit. He's still catching Adam, but not catching him enough. I mean, he's only about 3 seconds behind him for when he was about 4 seconds a few laps ago. So he's still catching him. So I think Adam's tyres will be going off a lot right now.
Yeah,
so
14 lap old is that tyre for a fixer.
With me saying that Bjorn might still catch Jamie, I think I'm going to change that now. I really don't think he will.
No,
Because the gap's going to be around about 7 seconds by the time Adam comes in.
Yeah, Jamie got the better tyre as well by 3 laps. So Jamie's really in a good seat here. He just needs to find some consistency.
The rain is slowing down as well.
It is. It's almost stopped, to be honest.
To another fastest lap from Jamie, so he's definitely pushing as much as he can. I just don't know what's going to happen with this race right now. I just don't know. It's a bit hands up in the air.
It is. I think
Nobody
the rain
knows.
has stopped. Or literally,
it's still spitting out there. Rocket Man. I'm just going on board of Rocket Man. He's just on the back of the Mercedes of Average Tomo. Only about half a second or so, if that now, behind him. So might just make a move into turn one.
Had
a bit of a small, had a bit of a drift as well before, going into the entry.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty close, wasn't it?
But no one's making moves.
Please don't ping the chat with just load of the emojis. I appreciate it.
And Nathan, I tell you what, Nathan's being very bold indeed. He's gone onto hard tyres.
Oh, there you go then. So he thinks it's dry enough. So let's stay on board with Nathan at the moment, and let's see how he gets on this hard tyre. I mean, the rain's only just stopped. How is it going to be for Nathan? It doesn't seem to be ready at all. Through the right, through the left seems to be a struggle.
Yeah, it's a struggle. So it's not. It's still greasy out there. But he's thinking, I'm back here, why not? Let's go for it. Which I don't blame him, to be fair.
I mean,
But
he's
I'm
got
quite...
nothing to lose, you know. He's already
Yeah, exactly.
down so far. This is good for Adam. He would have loved it now seeing it go dry. He's going to be boxing the same time as everyone else. Biggest
A
loser,
yellow
unfortunately.
flag in sector back end. So it looks like a lot of guys now come. Average Tomo's in the pits. So is Mulk, Anna Quinlan. They're all coming to the pits.
Yeah, so they think it's dry enough, but if you can see if you go on board with Nathan, he can't even make the chicane.
Mark's gone to hards. Quinlan's gone to onto mediums. Average Tomo having a wind change and of course a 10-second penalty at the same time. So he's getting out served and he's going to hards as well. I say these guys are still struggling to get around corners, but I myself will be slipping and sliding everywhere.
Yeah, you will be now with this point of the track. I mean, the track wants to go dry. It wants dry tyres at some point.
Yeah, the rain has stopped. The track, it is getting drier.
Oh,
Mulk just lost the back end and hit the wall.
Hey, Quinlan, he was around then.
So some of these guys are still struggling on these dry tyres. Was it the right time to come in from? Have they jumped too early because Nathan did?
Yeah, and they're still struggling. Look how slow both of the Mercedes are going through this part of the track. They just cannot find the grip. They can't find the power.
No, there's just nothing at all. I tried that and I struggled.
Once you see the DRS sign come on, I think that's your indication of right. I need to get onto dry tyres now.
It is Rocket Man back in the pits again. Of course, Forza gone onto the medium tyres. Oh, Rocket Man had a dry for him.
Oh, interesting.
Did he? I don't know. He's gone onto hards. He's gone back onto. Well, unless he went in. Could be my mistake. I must didn't realise he went in yet. But the bomb guys are now going on to hards or mediums. To be fair, I would have gone on the hards myself. I wouldn't have used the mediums because they're going to die after a few laps.
And look at this from Will McQueen now, only 4 attempts back from a fix there. He's going to be making the move down the straight, going from the outside line. And Adam lets him go through.
Yeah, Adam's just conceding the position because he knows.
Oh, I thought he was coming into the pit lane then. Adam still has that gap to CJ 3000 though.
Yeah, it's got 4 seconds.
Yeah.
So, me saying it's going to be 7 seconds is actually, it's not, it's 6.7. I just don't know. Everyone's picking up penalties left, right and centre because it's struggling to hold the car. Sam B is in the pits in the Haas. What is he going to switch to?
So are these boys finding grip on these dry tyres?
He's going on the hards.
Sam B then, the first one to take the gamble up the top. Yudi and Alvaro Chabas stays out.
I mean, hards will be the best tire to go on because they can do the entire race. Especially from now, 16 laps ago, it's hards all the way. And Nathan, I think, was that someone getting lapped there? I think so. Don't know. Yeah. It was Nathan getting lapped.
Mercedes boys, yeah. They're getting lapped by the top ones.
So is Average Tomo at the same time. But Nathan's actually still catching Average Tomo. 1.3 behind. But it's just that
turning point, isn't it?
It is. It was. I mean, when Nathan went in, I think it was just a bit of lap or so too early to come in, and the inters are still good enough to keep going out there. So, I mean, even Quinlan's decided to go for a new wing and gone back onto inters.
And what we're seeing here as well, we've 19 full drivers. I mean, man, you're the only one to DNF.
Well, that's because I wasn't supposed to be racing anyway.
So we've had no DNFs essentially.
No.
In this race,
no
VSCs,
far, which is great. Nothing.
3 seconds back now is CJ 3000 on A Fixter, but A Fixter still holding his own 20 laps on that intermediate. It must be screaming.
Yeah, I think they've been doing a lot of screaming, to be fair. Bjorn's just holding the gap to about 7 seconds between Jamie. It keeps ebbing and flowing each way. And I tell you what, I think Bernard's had a mistake somewhere.
He has, because that gap just come down by 2 seconds almost. Yeah.
Yeah. He's had a mistake.
So I wonder where that was for Jamie. Was he still trying to slide it through in the
It
dry?
wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, he probably didn't want to be doing that at this point in the stage. You want to because these inters are not going to have any grip, and that
No.
could come costly for Jamie, because now he'll have that in the back of his mind of thinking, well, I need to push even more so we can extend this gap now. It's 4.6, 4.7.
Yeah, he's got a lot of battery as well as Jamie. So,
Next
but
year,
I think he's just pushed a bit too much on those inters, trying to slip it and slide everywhere, and I don't think it's really benefited him, to be fair.
No, it hasn't. Nick Stewart took the gamble to come in first.
Oh, who was that going toward? That's Malk. Malk was just slamming against the wall, then the leaders passed, and some of these guys are still struggling on these drier tyres because they've got to go offline. It doesn't benefit him at all.
Yeah, if you go slightly offline, you're going to lose a tremendous amount of time, because it's probably the outside of the track is still probably
more guys coming to the pits now. Deadly's gone to mediums. Gregory's on hards. VRB's on hards. Nick's on hards.
Look how slow he's still having to go, and he's lost the rear. Oh, he was just kept out of the wall. Oh, he's still intermediates by the looks of it, as Bjorn McQueen has set a purple sector 2 on them.
He's still going, isn't he?
It's come even more now to...
No, it's gone back up to 5.2, so it's gone up by half a second the past couple of laps. I think it's just our point now that both tyres are about as good as each other.
I mean, at some point here, Magic, could you take the risk for mediums, maybe, if it continues to be like this
30 laps. Depending how good you are on your tyre wear, I would not go mediums right now. It's too early for mediums. Your mediums will last about 10 laps, and that's it. Well, they did for me anyway. I don't know about anyone else. I found out around here, you get no front tyre wear whatsoever. I guess you got hardly any front tyre wear.
Oh, okay, more rear.
Rears were destroyed. But maybe because I haven't got the right throttle input, I don't know.
Yeah, now you can see, look, I've just clicked on board with Jamie taking that chicane ever so slightly different now. Let's see if there's any racing down the back. I mean, the gaps are crazy between all these drivers.
Massive gaps. I mean, CJ's got 23 seconds over Nick. Only because the top four CJ hasn't pitted. Because Jamie is now finding even more pace in front, so he's actually eked that gap out back up to 6.2 seconds. So he's found his pace. I think he's been using his battery most probably, just literally smashing it to build a gap. The question is, how long do the guys keep going? The top four keep going.
There we go.
There it is. So it is time.
And that is now your prime example to maybe get himself into the pit lane. As you can see, look, Nick has brought that gap down by 3 seconds within one lap there on CJ3000. The CJ3000 stays out, and he is starting to struggle now on that intermediate tyre. Sam B has left the session again. I'll try and get an invite out to him.
That guy is struggling.
He is struggling with internet connections issues today.
CJ is catching a fixture, but not as much as he thought, because he's 2.3 seconds behind. So,
well, Adam's comfortable, isn't he? Now he's got a dry track. CJ3000 didn't catch him as quick as what probably he thought he was, and now he has the opportunity to get himself into the pit lane at some point. And
so more guys have pitted as well. Alvaro's pitted, Dondej, and Yudi.
Yeah, they've come out ahead, Yudi and Dondej, on Sambi and Alvaro Chabas, and they boxed early. Alvaro's trying to get past his teammate. Obviously, Ghost is there. Now, Bananarama takes the pit. Bjorn follows him in. And who was that staying out? Who was that in the background?
It's Adam Pitts, and so do you see that? All the top four have pitted.
Yeah. So here
Jamie is going on to mediums. Bjorn's going to hards. Adam is going on the hards, and CJ will go medium.
Yeah, Bananarama's gone medium as well, and Nick is not going to get the undercut on any of these. He's come too far out. He's come way back out from them. He's so far behind.
And Nathan's giving up the
Nathan's
ghost.
he's give it up. He realised he probably wasn't going to make any positions more. Nathan unlucky today, mate. Good drive though. Still kept in. I understand why. He probably decided to retire there. Been lapped,
So
raced, yeah, no worries, mate.
yeah, so just kind of see these lap times fall away like nothing else. I mean, it's down to 1:17 so far, so the track is just going to get faster and faster and faster, and it's going to show the raw pace of everybody right now. So it's still interesting to keep an eye on Bjorn McQueen if he has immense pace, and there was a yellow flag in sector one there. So I don't know if Nathan's car came back out.
This is interesting. A-Fixter opted for the hard, and CJ3000 medium chases him down. Already took some time out of him. I think Jamie is going to be absolutely comfortable with medium out in the lead, fresh medium. Bjorn McQueen in the
Nathan
hard.
retired because he got lapped. I got lapped. I kept going.
Yeah, I
You never,
mean, you don't have
you
to
never
say,
know what's going
you
to
don't
happen.
have to be sorry. I mean, we know how Nathan, he's a true competitor. I mean, it's degrading. Well, not degrading. It takes a lot out of you. You know, you're just constantly at the back. You're racing against no one. You're just driving. You're not doing anything. Um,
Yeah, that's what it felt like for me today.
yeah, I can imagine. And it is quite. You get quite not annoyed, but you put yourself down. So Nathan, don't be too disheartened, mate. We know the pace you have, and Bjorn
Yeah, you're
McQueen,
trying, you're doing it.
yeah, he's trying. You know, and there's only what 11 laps left, and it's not looking like we're going to get a safety car or anything like
If
that.
anything
So,
at all. If anything, when it comes to difficult races, just even if you get lapped, you keep going to learn. You just do it. You just basically just turn into a glorified practice session for yourself.
yeah,
That's all you do.
yeah. And what is that time penalty for Bananarama then? There's a 3 seconds. He's got to be careful he doesn't pick up any more warnings because that will come at risk probably later on in this race for
It would.
Jamie.
He's still going. At 1 minute 13's now, fastest lap. Bjorn is still going for it as well. Not as quick. He did a 13.9. So, oh, Bjorn's picked one up for the corner cut, and
Now
so
he
it
picks
is.
it up. So I'll tell you what, A-Fixter will be rubbing his hands together and think if I can keep it tidy and find some pace, I might be able to get some at the end of this race. And if there is a late safety car,
It
A-Fixter
would.
could
I
be
mean,
putting that Alpine in a great position.
so far, Yudi, Dondej, Deadly, and Fixer the only guys that have got no penalties at all.
It's very good if you don't get a time penalty around this track, I tell you.
I was doing practice, not getting any penalties. They ended with 26 this race. I thought, wow. So yeah, bad race for me.
Yeah, put that one behind you, mate.
Oh damn right, I put behind me. Just no more rain, thanks. Just one race, just retire straight away. Back up the front. I don't know. I think Adam's not making the inroads to these guys at the front at all, and Damon's just powering away.
He's still pulling on Bjorn McQueen as well. That's very interesting. I mean, we've seen the pace from Bjorn McQueen pretty lately, and he's still pushing on him, which is pretty good.
I mean, like I said, Banana knocked in the 1 minute 12. Or was it 1 minute 13 dead? Sorry. And A Fixer was about 8 tenths slower, I think.
Yeah, I
Thing
feel
is,
like Banana's tires could fall off at the end.
especially if he keeps throwing into corners like he is. But the thing is, we don't know. He's been doing it all race and can still pull out gaps.
Oh, Sandy.
Sam Beach retired in the pits.
That's due to his internet connection issues,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, he's had it all race. He hasn't been able to find a good consistent. I just don't know who to go on board with. Average Bass, he's the closest car to anyone on track at the moment. We haven't been seeing much today at all. I mean, it's been one of those races, probably a little bit like real life. We're not seeing too much action. I think we could have this evening as well in the actual real life race tonight.
Yeah. There is a bit of a gaggle of cars, like you say, Dondej, Crickery and Alvaro, all those three within a second of each other. They're the three closest cars on track.
Yeah, Judy's made a mistake there, or was it?
Yeah, he's
Deadly?
being lapped. Showing blue flags, I think. He was getting lapped. So CJ just pumped in a 1:12.9, so he's on the charge. The gap between Bjorn and Banana has come down. It's down to 6.6 and still going down.
I think Jamie's tyres now will be sort of coming off the cliff. I mean, last weekend at Abu Dhabi, I managed to do the one stop, and Reese was just plummeting times behind, but managed to keep the gap. I mean, you got a car that's pushing and a car that's taking it a bit steady. As he locks up there, does Jamie. He is going to be catching Bjorn every lap. I mean, this might be good for Adam as well to sort of maybe take some time. He can still possibly get a P2 as well. He's 3.9 seconds back from Bjorn McQueen. Let's see what the time penalties are for the top two. It's just 3 seconds at the moment.
It's hard to call this right now, even though there's what six laps to go, including the one we're on. And Bjorn is still slowly catching Jamie, but he's going to run out of laps.
Oh, Nathan says Nick Dew has front wing damage. He does. He's missing an end plate on the left-hand side.
Oh dear. Nick Dew, you need to stop crashing towards, mate.
You know, Nick Dew, he was a name that was looking like
he
was
going to get... fixes pick up a penalty as well now.
So that is the top six, all with time penalties. Don Dedge, be dreaming. Can I get a late safety car? Can I just get anything?
It would be something else if there's a late safety car and Don Dedge was able to sneak a win. He'd be jumping for joy if it happens.
He would be, yeah. If he sees a late safety car with 4 laps to go, maybe, he will be chomping to bits. Would be Donny Dedge. Got a lot of time for Dedge. He's a great lad. He's been my race engineer at times.
What's a race engineer? I don't have one of those. Yeah, as we can see, Nathan, that your data is correct. Nick Dew has his entire left-hand end plate missing.
He does, yeah.
There's another. Who's that round?
That's yellow flag. Was that the?
That was, I believe, a Williams that went round. That was Deadly. They had a bit of a spin there because they had a flag. And Bjorn is now within under 6 seconds of Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. 6 laps to go. He has to make a second a lap almost. You just do the maths there. I don't think Bjorn McQueen is catching enough. I think it's going to stay like this, the top 3. And if they make no mistakes, there is still yellow flashing light for.
No, I've got nothing. I've got green flags all around, so I must have missed something somewhere. Yudi has got past Deadly. Deadly's back in the pits. He's getting off his sides. He's going softs. So maybe he thinks the mediums are done.
I'll tell you what, Nathan, if his Banana Rama's only on 24% of medium, that's a very good tyre life. That is
if I was on it, I'd be about 40 by now.
He's been on them as well. He's been on it for 7 laps, and only to have 24%, that is very impressive.
When I do, I'm on about 40% by now. That's just in the rears. Front, I've only had about 2. So Bjorn is within 4.9 seconds of Jamie. That gap just keeps coming down.
Don Dedge is taking some time out of Nick Dew ahead of him. That has damage. Nick Dew could end up losing some positions here if he's not too careful.
Quinlan's gone.
It's in the pit lane. Oh, I bet Don Dedge was a little bit low. I bet he was. Bum tightened a little bit and thought, oh, hold on.
The question is,
opportunity.
They would have, yeah. I think the thing is, would you dive in to put softs on at this late stage?
I probably wouldn't. You got the risk of losing too many positions to get yourself back into this fight.
Very true, especially if you got penalties. If you don't have a penalty, then why not?
Yeah.
But then you're stuck behind cars who are just slipping and sliding everywhere. And you're not going to get anything.
And it's just been this battle here with Gregory and Alvaro Chabas. That's been the closest sort of all race, really. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of entertainment going on. I mean, it's been more strategic than anything today.
It's one of those races. I say with the wet weather, it's just spread the field out.
Hmm.
So, like I say, you've got a VRB up there in P5.
Here comes Alvaro Jabas down the inside, or around the outside, inside, and he does make that move very good into the World Championship chicane. But Don Dedge will be thinking he has a time penalty, so he happy with that. Nick just seems to be struggling with that damage there, as you can see it very visible on your screen there. 4 seconds, yeah. Now the gap
just
from
just checking out Nathan. 4 seconds.
It's not going to be enough.
No. He's going to be within a second when it comes to the final lap, and then just be stuck there because as soon as you get into dirty air, you struggle to get anything. And then he goes in for the fastest lap for 11.2. But you're not in the top 10, mate.
Yeah, I mean, Deadly's still keeping it entertaining, though. No one's gaining that extra point in the top 10. That extra point could become absolutely crucial at the end of the season.
It can. It can indeed. And at the moment, the person who might get that extra point will be Yudi. In fact, to be fair, he's 15 seconds behind Crookery, so
I think he's Gory now, right on the back of Don Dedge. He's going to make the move around the outside, and he makes that move on him.
Yeah, I don't think Don Dedge will put too much of a fight because, I say, he's not got any penalties, so what's the point? He could just sit behind him.
Yeah, Yudi and Don Dedge, the only driver is not to have a time penalty.
Yudi won't benefit because he's 16 seconds behind Don Dedge, but Don Dedge could just sit behind him and think, yeah, go on, crack on, keep going, you fight, I'm going to stick right here, and I'll gain the positions from you. As Crookery picks up another 3 seconds. I'd love to see what his penalties are, but I don't want to because, do you know what, I'm going to look.
Yeah, penalties are 6 seconds for him, 9 seconds for CJ, 15 for Sergio Silva, 12 for Rocketman, so 22 for Forza Ferrari as well. So a lot of the guys picking up a lot of time penalties. Bjorn McQueen giving everything he can. He's only 2.8 back now from Banana Rama, 2.7, so that gap's coming down ever so quicker. But I personally feel it's still got to be enough. He's still got to gain over a second a lap. Put himself within a good position. Oh, and he's almost spun it actually. He's pushing.
It's only 2.8, but so yeah, he's definitely pushing like a madman right now to get within him. So it just shows you that Bjorn has got some immense pace. But of course, just not enough to close up to Jamie enough. I mean, fair play to Bjorn. Since it's dried, he's gained so much time. And everyone's picking up penalties left, right and centre right now.
Yeah, I'll roll into P7. No, missed that. I do apologise. I just want to say as well, as we've gone back to it again, if Bjorn McQueen and Banana Rama were Tier 1, it would have been a hell of a race from A Fixter to have picked up a race win.
Yeah,
this
it really
afternoon.
would.
It would have been, that the strategies he's played and took his part in, and he would have absolutely cleared it of CJ 3000 and maybe VRB. That would have been there because of Nick with his damage. Alvaro Chabas is right up behind him now, and with the time penalties of I think he has more than Alvaro Chabas. No, they have the same, so Alvaro Chabas will be looking to get past Nick here. He's had a good ending to this race.
Don Dedge will get P7 come the end of this race anyway, so he benefits the most. As I think Alvaro is just a bit too far ahead to do that. But the gap, 1.6 seconds. I think it's in that low point now where... Oh, no, the yellow flag. Who's that?
It's Deadly again. I think he hit the back of Sergio Silva, and it's just brought it up. Really interesting what Alvaro Chabas can do here. Oh my God, Bjorn McQueen is right there. Is he going to get the DRS to Jamie? I don't think it's going to be enough. 1.4 is the gap. No.
He's in that space now where the dirty air affects Bjorn's car, so he's going to struggle to make any inroads on him. And of course, we're on the final straight anyway. Jamie had led this race from light to flag.
He has, and what a race it's been from Banana Rama. He's coming through the chicane now, doesn't want to pick up a time penalty now. No, he just takes it with caution. That's what I did last weekend in Sector 3. But here he comes, and the Scotsman weaving from left to right. Needs to make sure he doesn't lose the car, and he wins. 6 tenths back was Bjorn McQueen. He just needed one more lap. A Fixter, what a race from him. Picks up a P3. I knew we'd see him on the podium at some point. Was a little bit of a snooze fest. CJ 3000 in P4, P5 for VRB. Good that race from him. Saying he's been the bronze dominant at the moment. Alvaro Chabas, is he going to be able to get past Nick? He's not. He's got a push in though of Don Dej, and he's letting Don Dej go by. And I don't blame him because of the time penalties. Good sportsmanship from Alvaro Chabas there. And Don Dej here, is he going to finish? Is he going to finish P6, isn't he? He does. Alvaro Chabas then slots in P8, P7 for Nick, P9 for Thierry Gory. Yudi is going to be coming through to pick up the final point of today's race.
That's actually quite a good race, but I think the rain kind of negated anything, because I think everyone's just had so much, I should say not so much, but so little practice of the rain. It fell away a bit.
Yeah, it's nice to have Sergio Silva back on the grid as well. P11 for him. Probably not the race he would have wanted. Yeah, as we've seen, a few people already getting a little bit annoyed in the Discord. A Fixter probably robbed of a race win today, but you can't take anything away from Jamie. But I can't wait for these interviews. We're going to be interviewing three great lads now. Can't wait to get a Fixter's point of view from this race. Hopefully his old man was watching today. I'm sure his old man's pretty proud of him. On Father's Day, picking up a podium for him. What a great drive that is. I haven't seen Nimble Cat's name in the chat yet. But there is Bananarama. That wins here at Canada. Driver of the day goes to Yudi, but my driver of the day will be going to a Fixter.
Agreed.
Because of his strategy and where he started on the grid. So then, yeah, Bananarama wins here at Canada, Beyond McQueen P2, and a Fixter in P3, P4 for CJ 3000, VRB in P5, P6 for Don Dej, P7 for Nick, as I've got to quickly try and get the strategies in there. If Nathan hasn't got them already, incident. So I got to apologise. Yeah, there is interviews with Bjorn McQueen, so if Bananarama, Bjorn McQueen and Adam want to all come join for an interview, that would be very, very appreciated. Get an invite out to these boys. And Bjorn McQueen. We have Bjorn McQueen, so we will just wait for Adam then. Hopefully Adam comes and joins. That will be nice to get all three come and get involved this afternoon. And he does join. So then we will start with Adam as a Fixter. Adam, how you doing, mate? Good, yeah, mate. I'm very good, thank you. A long time coming. The podium. I think I said it a few weeks back. We will be seeing you on the podium pretty soon. Qualifying not so bad, but I want to just go straight to your strategy. Really, started at P11, started on the Inter other than any other driver. Oh, you can't hear him. Change your settings, Adam. Yeah, no one can hear you on stream, Adam. That's the problem. Yeah, we'll change it and then we'll start again, mate. I can imagine. No, yourself? Lovely stuff for Father's Day and stuff. Brilliant. Lovely, mate. Do you know how to change the setting? Go to the party. Yeah, go to that. And then I think it is in the little three dots, and then I think voice setting, and then share your voice to be allowed, I think.
There we go. I think that should work now. All good?
Yeah, there we go then. So we'll start again with a Fixter. Adam, probably, yeah, not the qualifying result you had, but started on the intermediate, just talk us through that start of that race and just how the rest of your race went, mate.
So quali was a bit disappointing. I missed out in Q3, which would have been nice, but is what it is. The inters, I was like, we don't really use inters even in like full wet conditions in quali, because usually the dry line comes right, and it's usually faster after a few laps. So I was like, I'm just going to start on inters and see what happens, and then ended up being quick, which was a nice surprise. And then hung it out for that first stint while everyone else had pitted. That was quite challenging. But after that, it was hards to the end, and yeah, it was good. Really
Yeah,
enjoyed
no,
the
it was a
race.
great drive, Adam. I think this has been a long time coming, really, mate. I think sort of in that F124, I think you was picking up penalties here and there and getting incidents that probably wasn't your fault, really. Today would have been a race win, essentially, if the
I
boys
know,
were.
I'm good. I knew it would happen at some race. I was like, imagine if I get third behind Banana and Bjorn. That'd be. I mean, it's still a podium, but
Of course.
it would have been great.
Yeah,
But it
like
is
I
what it
said,
is.
long time coming, mate. But you've put your sort of foot in the right places now. Great drive, great strategy from you today. You are my driver of the day, so well done, Adam. I don't know if
Thank
Maggie
you.
wants to touch upon anything.
Yeah, to be fair, Adam, it must have been, like Ben says, it must have been a bit of relief actually getting on the podium after last week. You were trying so
Yeah.
hard just to make that one stop work. Of course, the safety car came out and it kind of negated what you wanted to do. So, congratulations to finally getting there.
Thanks, man. And yeah, one stop today as well. So I'm one stop merchant, it seems. Guess my strategy for next week. Probably going to be a one stop.
Two stop.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
just to throw a curveball in there.
Brilliant, Adam. Enjoy the rest of your day, mate, with your grandparents and your dad.
Nice.
I know you're nimble, obviously, gives a lot of credit to us as well. So, no, well done, mate. You are the driver today, and
Cheers.
well done with
Thank
your
you.
no problem.
Shout
You're
out
welcome.
to my dad. Was a great job engineering
Yeah.
today. He was like shouting the times
Oh,
through
bless
for
him.
drivers that
Yeah,
are on the hards.
it's a great story you boys have. Obviously, with Sam as well. Sam normally comes over and races sometimes. So, no, it's great. Well done,
Yeah.
Adam, and
Thanks, man.
I can't wait to see you to get more podiums and maybe race wins. So, well done, mate.
Fingers crossed. Cheers. All right, see you in
No,
a bit.
see you later, mate. Definitely the perfect strategy, Nathan. So we'll then go to Bjorn McQueen, the Dutchman. Bjorn, how are you doing, mate?
I'm really good, Ben.
Yeah, qualifying down in P7, which was interesting for us all today. We didn't expect that. Maybe was it just the wet tire didn't really, well, the wet didn't benefit you, maybe for setup wise as well.
So, what the point was, I actually didn't really do web practice, so it was nearly like I was going freestyling into the wets. So, yeah, it was just learning the track. So, it was a bit frustrating to just slide everywhere. But yeah, after that in the race, I picked it up. So after all, it's okay. It's
Yeah,
only
it went
qualifying,
right.
so yeah.
Sure, yeah, you definitely brought it back. We could see that you had the pace as well. You was catching Jamie sort of within about 5 or 6 laps to go. So we were maybe thinking, is Bjorn going to take this win? Bjorn, obviously you won last week, and it's a P2 this week. You must be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, I'm very delighted. I didn't hope to be twice in a row on the podium, but I'm very happy to do this, and we'll see what's next.
Yeah, obviously there's still that debate of being in tier one, but we know you can't make tier one, which is obviously a shame. But no, great drive today. You can't knock it, and I'm still can't wait to see what else there's more to do in the future. Maggie, anything you want to touch on, mate?
I haven't really got anything to touch on, but congratulations.
Thank you,
There you
mate.
go. Well done, Bjorn, and I'm sure we'll hear from you again pretty soon, mate.
Yes.
So then we go to
Cheers,
the Red Bull
guys.
driver and the Scotsman. Jamie, how you doing, mate? He gives it a big vamos, vamos. Copying the old B right there, as I can see. Jamie, now what a drive, mate. Absolute dominant drive within qualifying. You picked that gap up in the beginning. I think the work was done sort of earlier on in this race. I mean, yeah, you had Bjorn on your back there. But just talk me through your race, mate, and how it went for you and how your feeling was going through that race.
I mean, let's start off with qualifying. Like, I went into qualifying thinking that I'd probably not do so well with the setup I had because I was planning on using a dry setup, which turned out to be a wet setup. So that's how I kind of gapped everybody without expecting it.
Hmm.
So I'm very surprised at how qualifying ended. Got pole position, and then heading into the race, basically was just try and stay ahead of Bjorn, stay away from Bjorn, stay away from trouble, don't slide, don't bin it, don't do all this.
Hmm.
Just head down, focus, knuckle it, and then just, finish either on the podium, win the race, or just at least top five,
Yeah.
and manage to win.
Yeah, no, we've seen that, Jamie. We've seen tremendous pace from you, sort of from last week as well, since this season started. Obviously, the big question is tier one. Obviously, I've not been able to ask you the question yet. How would you feel? And obviously, you can now give your input out to the F7 World, essentially, of how you would feel if you got that promotion up to tier one.
I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but at the same time, because me and Bjorn, Afixer, all the guys in the top five at least this season are battling it for the title, it's going to be close, in my opinion. But it's still the fact that me and Bjorn are completely separate from the rest of the
Mhm.
grid, and
It
it's
is,
so obvious.
yeah.
But I'm hoping when I do tier one later on, it kind of ends mediocre. Maybe if it doesn't go so well, maybe Nathan will allow me to stay in tier two.
Mhm.
But I'm just a powerhouse in the rain, apparently. I mean, I wasn't expecting how this was going to happen, but it just did.
No, yeah, I do
So,
have to say the first chicane, you were absolutely sliding in the rear, which me and Mad G, we didn't really understand why. I mean, you were gaining time as well, and you seemed to just slide it in on entry, but then lost a little bit on exit. But you were still gaining time, which was did that add any wear to your tire at all?
I mean, the wets were like about 30% when I boxed, and then when I went into the inters, they were reaching at least 40 to 50% on the rears. When the mediums came, again, I was pushing 40, 50%, and that's how Bjorn managed to catch up. But how my driving style was is that if it's wet, I like a very loose car to just rotate the car around
Hmm.
in the corners. But at the same time, I've noticed everybody using really low wings because
Hmm.
if you had a look like Afixter, Bjorn all had rapid straight line speed, but I would always catch them in the corners, and
Yeah,
that's basically how the setup just worked in my favor.
yeah.
You know?
Well, there you
But
go,
yeah,
Jamie.
it's
Yeah, obviously brilliant dominant drive, and the times you were putting in were great. I don't know if Mad G wants to touch on anything. Mad G, is there anything that you want to
To be fair, I'm going to start calling you Ken Block.
say?
Because the way you drifted into those corners, mate, I was surprised that car was still in one piece.
to be
But
fair,
apart
even
from,
on the first lap, I was sliding around and I was just enjoying myself.
I think you're enjoying yourself too much and thinking, I can do whatever I want. Look at me, I'm going to drive backwards.
So true.
But no, Jamie, tremendous drive, mate. Like I said to Bjorn and to Adam, I think we're going to see great things from you three. Like I said, I think it was a long time coming for Adam to get the podium, and obviously you two have obviously dominating out the front of you and Bjorn and you, Jamie. So Jamie, huge congratulations, and I can't wait to see what holds the future for you, mate.
Yeah, thank you, Ben. And just a massive congratulations to Afixer for getting the tier 2 podium.
Cheers, mate. Well done. So that is
Cheers,
it
bro.
today. Then that is it for the tier two commentary. Maggie, how did you find it today, mate?
Wet.
It was very wet, wasn't it?
That's to say, wet with a side dish of drifting.
Yeah, side dish. We like a lot of side dish. But no, it was great, great drive, a great race. Not a lot of incidents again. I think good racing, good talent put on show round two. So no, Mad G, thanks for joining me again, and I'll look forward to a lot more races in the future.
That's the idea.
Yeah, that's it. Well, guys, that's it from me and Mad G today. Thanks to everyone that's tuned in. I think we had like 41 viewers at one point. So we know a great race and etc. We've had. Don't forget tonight, 5 p.m. with Nathan this afternoon. So come and join for that. That is tier one going up against each other, and your race winner from this race is going to be reserving as well. So guys, I will catch you next time, and that's it from Mad G today. Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye bye.